Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I hope you people are doing well and you people are safe at your places. Let's start with the video. Today I'll be solving exercise 2.3 from unit number 2, that is real and complex number. The topic that is being covered in this exercise is going to be radicals and radicands. So the very first thing that we know to have a basic concept of radicals. You people have seen this type of expression, that is the square root of, let's say, 4. Then you people even have seen the cube root of, let's say, y. These type of expressions are called radical expressions. Now if I write journal radical expression, then n is a positive integer. Positive, if n is a positive integer, right, and it should be greater than 1, right? And what about a? A is a real number. A can be any real number, right? Then we are going to write the radical expression as this, right? Nth root of a, right? And if we make it an equation, then this is going to be the equation. X is equal to nth root of a. Now this small n is called the index. This sign is called the radical sign. This sign is called the radical sign, and the number written inside the radical sign is called the radicand, or you can say it is also base. So these are called the radical expressions, right? Now if there is one radical expression and the other is called the exponential form. This is the radical form in which we are having radical sign. Then there is another form which is called the exponential form, in which we write the exponents. Exponent means in the form of power. So you can also write it like x is equal to a raised to the power 1 by n, right? So this is the exponential form. This has become the exponent. So this is the radical form, and the second one is the exponential form. Okay, let us give some examples. Let me write it like that. Let's say we are having x is equal to square root of a, and let me tell you, the square root of a is usually written as like this. We don't write index as 2, right? It is obvious if nothing written over there, then 2 is there, right? So we don't usually write it like that. And then let's say cube root of a, and then let's say fifth root of y square, and then let's say we can write it like that. For example, sixth root of a cube, like that. So these are all the radical expression or radical form. If we convert these forms in the exponential form, so what we are going to do, we'll be writing down in the form of powers. So let's write down in the form of powers. It will become x is equal to a raised to power 1 by 2. Then x is equal to a raised to power 1 by 3. Then x is equal to y square raised to power 1 by 5, and this can also be written as 2 by 5, right? And then x is equal to a cube raised to power 1 by 6, and this can also be written as x is equal to a raised to power 3 by 6, and this implies that x is equal to a raised to power 1 by 2. So I hope so you people can understand the difference between the radical form and the exponential form. In radical form, we are having the radical expression, radical sign, and in the exponential form, we are going to have some powers, right? I'll be telling you few properties of radicals. Since we cannot apply the properties on all the real numbers, since there are infinite many real numbers, so we will just use the representative of those real numbers. So let's say a and b, let a, b belongs to R, the set of real numbers, and m and n be positive integers, right? So let's start with the first property. So if it is written like this, nth root of AB, then we can easily distribute the root on both the radicands. So it will become nth root of A into nth root of B. Now comes the second property. If under radical sign a fraction is written nth root of A over B, then again we can distribute this root radical sign to both the numerator and the denominator. So it will become nth root of A over nth root of B. Third property is if it is written as nth root of A. So it can also be written as nm into A, right? Now the fourth property is nth root of A raised to power m. This can also be written as nth root of A whole m. And then fifth property is if it is written as like this, nth root of A raised to power n, then it can be just like this A. Why? Because if you convert this into the exponential form, it will become 1 over n, and n with n it will cancel, so you are left with just A. So these are the 5 properties of radicals. Now we will be applying these properties in the exercise. Now we will be solving question number 1. Write each radical expression in exponential form and vice versa. And it is written, do not simplify. So we just have to change the form of these expressions. So in the first part, if you see radical sign is there, so this is the radical expression. We are going to convert it into the exponential form, means in the power form. So we are having cube root of minus 64. So when we will remove the index notation and we'll convert it into exponential form, then it will be like 1 over that index, right? So we'll write it like this, that is minus 64 raised to power 1 by 3. So this is the exponential form. Okay, next part is this 2 raised to power 3 by 5. So we can write it like that, 2 raised to power 3 whole power 1 by 5. So this is the, you can say the fifth root. So fifth root of 2 की power cube. So third part is minus 7 whole power 1 by 3. Now this power is just on 7 and not on minus, right? So we'll just write it like this, minus then that of cube root of 7, right? अगर ये लिखा होता -7 होल पावर 1/3 तो फिर हम इसको लिखते माइनस अंदर ले जाते और फिर आप यहाँ पे क्यूब रूट ऑफ -7. अब सिंस जो पावर जो है वो जस्ट 7 पे है, माइनस पे नहीं है, तो माइनस रूट से बाहर रहेगा, रेडिकल साइन से बाहर रहेगा और अंदर जस्ट क्यूब रूट ऑफ 7 आ जाएगा. ओके, नाउ द फोर्थ पार्ट इज सिंस वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड इट कि आपके पास जो रेडिकल साइन के बाहर जो इंडेक्स लिखा होता है, जो रूट लिखा होता है, वो पॉजिटिव होना चाहिए. सो विल राइट इट लाइक दिस, बाय रेज़्ड पावर -2 होल पावर 1/3 and it will be cube root of y raised to power -2, right? So I hope you understand question number 1. Okay, now let's solve question number 2, in which we just have to mention that these written statements are true or false. And we'll write down the true statement by ourselves. So in the first part, 5 raised to power 1 by 5 is equal to square root of 5. So अगर हम देखें तो यहाँ पे 1 by 5 है, so this यहाँ पे fifth root of 5 आना चाहिए था, तो this is a false statement. So अगर हम इसकी true statement लिखें तो 5 raised to power 1 by 5 will be equal to fifth root of 5, right? Okay, second part is 2 raised to power 2 by 3 is equal to 4 cube root of 4. तो अगर हम इसको सॉल्व करें, लेट्स से 2 raised to power 2 by 3 को सॉल्व करें, तो यूँ हम इसको लिख सकते हैं 2 raised to power 2 whole 1 by 3 and this will become cube root of 2 का square and 2 का square is you can say 4. So ये आपके पास यही वाली चीज़ आ जाती है जो इन्होंने दी हुई है. So this is the true statement. Let's move towards the third part. Square root of 49 is equal to square root of 7. Let's solve it just to check out what is the true state. Is it true or false? Square root of 49 can be written as square root of 7 square. And if we change the radical form into exponential form, then it will be 7 square raised to power 1 by 2 and 2 and 2 will get cancelled. Just 7 will be left. So here it is written as radical square root of 7. So it is a false statement. Fourth part is cube root of x raised to power 27. Let's change it into the exponential form, this will be 1 by 3. It can also be written as 27 by 3, and 3 9 times is 27, x raised to the power 9. Here it is given as x raised to the power 3, so this is a false statement, right? So you just have to simplify it for identifying whether it is true or false. Okay, now we will be solving question number 3. Simplify the following radical expression. The first part is cube root of minus 125. अब यहाँ पे आपने जो देखना है वो आपने ये देखना है कि हमारे पास जो रेडिकल साइन के बाहर जो रूट लिखा होता है, nth रूट है, मीन्स जो थर्ड आपके पास यहाँ पे इंडेक्स आ रहा है, वही वाली पावर हम रेडिकल साइन के अंदर बनाने की कोशिश करते हैं. सो अगर हमारे पास देखा जाए, लेट्स 125, सो वी कैन ईजिली डू दैट. This 5 2 times 10, 5 5 times 25, and like this. So 125 can be written as like this, 5 into 5 into 5, or you can say 5 cube. Now there is minus sign also there. So if we write it like this, minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1, then that will become minus 1 whole cube, and the answer is minus 1. सो माइनस 1 को भी अगर 3 दफ़ा मल्टीप्लाई किया जाए तो वो आपके पास माइनस ही देता है. और अगर आपको ये चीज़ नहीं करनी आती तो आपको ये चीज़ पता होनी चाहिए कि यहाँ पे हमारे पास अगर इवन पावर होती है तो हमारे पास जो है प्लस में आंसर आता है. अगर हमारे पास ऑड पावर होती है तो हमारे पास माइनस में आंसर आता है. सो अगर आप देखें तो पावर हमें 3 चाहिए, तो ऑड में है तो वो ऑड ही आएगा. सो वी कैन राइट इट लाइक दैट cube root of minus 125 will be written as minus 5 ka cube. Now this is the radical form. We can change into exponential form. So minus 5 ka cube whole power 1 by 3. 3 और 3 get cancelled. So minus 5 is the answer. So the basic thing is कि आपने ये देखना है कि जो इंडेक्स है, जो बाहर डिजिट लिखा हुआ है, वही पावर हम अंदर बना लें किसी. Okay, now let's solve second part, 4th root of 32. So हम क्या करेंगे, कोशिश करते हैं कि अंदर जो है हमारे पास 4 पावर्स बन जाएं ताकि वो 4th रूट और वो पावर कैंसिल हो जाए. सो लेट्स प्राइम फैक्टराइज 32 फर्स्ट. 2 4 times 8, 2 2 times 4, and 2 1 times 2. So 32. सो 1 2 3 4 5, सो 2 की पावर 5 बन गया. बट हमें 2 की पावर 4 चाहिए, तो हम इसको ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं, 2 की पावर 1 एंड 2 की पावर 4. So instead of 32, now we can write 2 into 2 raised power 4. So we have studied one property, the very first property जिसमें हमने पढ़ा था. तो nth root of a b is equal to, we can easily distribute the radical sign. तो दोनों डिजिट्स पे, दोनों रेडिकेंड्स पे वो रेडिकल साइन हम दे सकते हैं. सो विल गो विद द सेम थिंग हेयर, 4th रूट ऑफ 2 एंड 4th रूट ऑफ 2 की पावर 4. अब 4th रूट ऑफ 2 तो एज इट इज़ ये आ जाएगा, जबकि इसको हम लिख सकते हैं 2 की पावर 4 और एक्सपोनेंशियल फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं. सो दिस विल गेट कैंसल. सो हम लिख सकते हैं 2 into 4th रूट ऑफ 2. दिस इज़ द आंसर. Hope you understand this sum. Let's move forward towards the next question. Next part is the third part, 3 by 32, and this is 5th root, right? So हमने ये इसकी प्रॉपर्टी भी पढ़ी हुई है. क्या प्रॉपर्टी पढ़ी हुई है कि अगर फ्रैक्शन की फॉर्म में होता है, लेट मी राइट डाउन द प्रॉपर्टी. दिस वाज द प्रॉपर्टी. तो हम न्यूमरेटर को सेपरेट और डिनोमिनेटर को सेपरेट वो रेडिकल साइन दे सकते हैं. विल डू द सेम हेयर. इट विल बिकम 5th रूट ऑफ 3 एंड इट विल बिकम 5th रूट ऑफ 32. सो ऊपर वाला तो सिंप्लीफाई नहीं हो सकता, विल राइट इट एज इट इज़. एंड 32 अभी हमने पढ़ा है कि 32 अभी पिछले पार्ट में करके आए हैं, कैन बी रिटन एज 2 की पावर 5, राइट? सो वी कैन राइट इट एज लाइक दिस, 2 की पावर 5. सो यहाँ पे लिखा जा सकता है इसको 5th रूट ऑफ 3, और जब इसको हम कन्वर्ट करते हैं एक्सपोनेंशियल फॉर्म में, सो ये और ये गेट कैंसिल. सो 5th रूट ऑफ 3 over 2 इज़ द आंसर. होप यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग. नाउ लेट्स मूव टूवर्ड्स द लास्ट पार्ट. It will be, it is 4th part, cube root of minus 8 by 27. So हमने क्या करना है, अंदर थर्ड पावर बनानी है क्योंकि बाहर जो है वो थर्ड इंडेक्स है. सो 8 का भी हमें पता है. 8 को हम कैसे लिख सकते हैं, 2 की पावर 3 में. 27 को हम कैसे लिख सकते हैं, 3 की पावर 3 में. और -1 जो है उसको भी हम लिख सकते हैं 3 इस तरीके से -1, क्योंकि वो भी हमारे पास जो है वो जब आप इंडेक्स ओपन करते हैं, पावर ओपन करते हैं, तो दैट इज़ सेम -1. सो वी कैन ईजिली कंबाइन, विल राइट इट लाइक दिस, -2/3 होल क्यूब, एंड दिस कैन बी रिटन एज लाइक दिस. ठीक है, अगर आप इसको सेपरेट करना चाहते हैं तो सेपरेट भी कर सकते हैं, दोनों तरीक़ों से करके बता देती हूँ. सो 3 की पावर 1/3 एंड इट विल गेट कैंसल, सो यू विल बी गेटिंग -2/3. और अगर सेपरेट करना है एज अप्लाइंग द प्रॉपर्टी, सो विल राइट इट लाइक दिस, -8 का एंड देन क्यूब रूट ऑफ 27, एंड देन -8 कैन बी रिटन एज -2 का क्यूब, और साथ ही हम इसकी इंडेक्स फॉर्म चेंज कर देते हैं, एक्सपोनेंशियल फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट कर देते हैं. सिमिलरली इट कैन बी रिटन एज लाइक दिस, सो विल गेट द सेम रिजल्ट एंड -2/3. राइट. सो द थिंग इज़ दैट जो इंडेक्स होता है बाहर, वही वाली पावर्स हम अंदर बनाते हैं, ताकि जब हम उसको एक्सपोनेंशियल फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट करें तो हमारे पास कैंसलेशन हो जाए और सिंप्लीफिकेशन जो है वो ईजी हो जाए. होप यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस नाम. थैंक यू सो वेरी मच. अल्लाह हाफिज़.